Greetings, YouTube. This is Neomew. What's up? So, let's talk about what do I think about stuff. Animal Crossing. I think it's been pretty good. Animal Crossing New Horizons, I mean. Let's see. It's been 6 months since it came out. About 6 months. And, it's been okay. At first, it was pretty good. You could put things wherever you want on your island. And, you can have. It felt survival ish feeling at first, and then as time went on, the deserted island feeling kind of left me a little bit. It just because I ended up just flattening everything, then hoping that maybe I get a good break with the turnips, but that didn't quite work out, and it's just I don't know. I kind of gave up on it. They did add swimming. They added the Dream World stuff. Um, I really do hope they add the gyroids, because that was a cool thing to collect. I don't know why they didn't even have that at the beginning. So, like, what we only had, what, store upgrade number 2? Is it technically the 3rd store upgrade? Because, Timmy, technically, you could just, in a way, I guess you don't have to say goodbye to the tent. If you wanted to be like that, I guess you could just leave it like that, I guess. Or would you not be able to get more villagers? That's an interesting question. If you want to be able to do more things until you get through this story that's about 2 weeks old. 2 weeks until it's done. It's about 2 weeks old. Ish. Animal Crossing's been an interesting game. I just have stuff everywhere. I didn't really decorate my house much. I just put some things in it and really didn't do too much this time of it. I just try to put stuff outside and it's just like, okay, something will happen. I'll do something. I put my house on the beach because it let me. I put all the other houses on the beach too. Man, I don't know. It seems like it was going strong. KK Slider does get in the way of getting into the public works place. What was it called? I'm just going to call it the town hall because that's kind of what it is. Residential surfaces, but yeah. On Saturdays he's kind of like in front of the door, and I think they moved him. I wish they could have put him somewhere else. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Brewster. Maybe the Gobby House can be there, and you could maybe, I don't know, put him there. That would probably be a better place. Because then he's not in the way. This thing's pretty cool. Anyways. Yeah. Brewster. Everyone wants Brewster. He was even mentioned once when they haven't seen him yet. Maybe in the fall. I mean, we still have October, because Halloween, because it was one of the things that was shown in the direct. Remember when we had those? I remember. It was like a year ago. Mini directs, not really the same. I did order. Speaking of direct, like the Mario one, I did order the Mario 3D All Stars. It was pretty cool. I'm mostly interested to play Sunshine HD though. That'd be cool. Hopped on that as immediate as I can. Good. It's a little glitchy, but I was like, hey, it's an option on here. I don't feel like actually showing my face. So this will work. Wish I could put something in the background. Maybe I could. I mean, it is just a blue background. The needed a gradient. Maybe there's something in there I can do in Vegas or something. Oh man. All right. The art museum part, that's been kind of cool, but Red doesn't really show up too often to start with, and it's just, I think they fixed that, but yeah, it's gonna be funny to see East Egg Day again next year and see people freaking out that the apocalypse is approaching because how kind of destructive. Because it was like early in the game's life, and you couldn't really do much because everything was taken over by eggs. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. I could have paused stuff. Okay, so say. Okay, cool. So I can go like. Ah, okay. So if I get distracted, I can just do that. Cut out time in between. So, egg day. Oh boy. Um, let's see. The fruit on the trees were eggs. There were eggs in the trees. There was eggs in the rocks. You dug up eggs. You fished up eggs. There was eggs coming from the sky. It's just eggs, just eggs everywhere. Egg recipes everywhere. And people were just kind of waiting for that to be done. It's a cool idea. Um, they did tone it down a little, which is cool. Because people just wanted to like fish and get stuff for their museum and such. Yeah. The bad part about this rollout of content for Animal Crossing is that people are burning through what's there a lot quicker. Because people are like, okay, I got most of the museum done. Like, definitely the fossils are probably done for a lot of people. I almost got all the fossils as well. Um, it's just, what can Nintendo do? I don't know. They rolled out updates like 2 times in the summer. Like, okay, here's one for July, here's one for August, and nothing for September. Because September, I guess, had its own event pre-programmed in the game, so they're just using that as an excuse for not having anything this time. That's a little weird. The villagers kind of get boring to talk to after a while. Kind of wish there was more stores. So I'm used to like multiple different like shops in the town or the village, and yeah, yeah, that's not going over too well. I don't think for me. Like just having Nook's Crannies and Nook's Cranny and the Able Sisters as the only shops is kind of annoying. And and then you bring like the merchants that come over whatever they feel like it, and then Red. But I want natural shop, like shop upgrade for Nook's Cranny. Like, come on, really? We have to wait for that? Like, come on. Like, there's only two programmed into the game. There's the first Nook's Cranny, which kind of looks like every other Nook's Cranny, and then the slightly different Nook's Cranny, I think. And it looks different. I did kind of wish it was in like this. It's like, as soon as people write out that content and they started to roll out a little bit more. But kind of wish they would give the animals something more to talk about. Like put a lot more effort in that, because originally Animal Crossing was touted as a communication game in a way. Like the game's playing when you're not, and that's kind of what it was. It's like, okay, you're doing things, and the animals are there, and they're just chilling out. You can go and talk to them, send a mail, and then you'll get a mail back saying, "I don't understand any of this," because it's trying to spell check, and it's like it doesn't know what it is. But what you're able to do in Animal Crossing, like as of Wild World and above, I believe, you're able to just send them a piece of furniture, and they would just put it in their house. And that was kind of cool. Then they would put their piece of furniture out, and that was always kind of cool. Like it felt like, okay, I got a cool piece of furniture. I'm gonna put that in my house. That was neat. Um, Mario items are coming in March because Mario, probably March 10th. Who knows? I mean, it is like the 1 year anniversary of Animal Crossing as well, and really, we were waiting this long for Mario stuff or any Nintendo items? Sure, all the items have been redone. They don't look like they've been ported from the game from the N64 anymore. Um, or slightly upgraded, but full on HD. So yeah, that's cool. Um, TVs are kind of hard. Everything costs a lot. Makes me feel like at one point there was supposed to be some sort of cash shop or something, or who knows. I hope not. I really hope not. Having extra stuff because of Pocket Camp, I guess it's okay. I don't really enjoy Pocket Camp that much. I would rather I'd rather have some new things, like a good bulk of things, not just here's swimming and maybe here's some things you can get from Pascal. Okay, bye. And I can put it in my museum, I guess. Uh, I mean, that always looked like okay. There was only two slots, like the Critterpedia, like bug and fish, and now there's a new one for sea creatures. So it's like, is there anything else? There's rumors of cooking, and I think one of the items you got at the beginning, at some point, was a frying pan. So I wasn't too sure what's going on with that. Like, why a frying pan? And they kind of had a tutorial about cooking. It's like, okay, go get some fruits, and we made this like little drink that they carry. Animals carry around once in a while. They carry this item, so it's like, what? You'd have to think sometimes about why they have the item. Is it a leftover that they left in the game? Is it a sign that something could happen? They don't really show any Christmas items in the winter portion. I mean, I guess I should really maybe move my house in the game and maybe, I don't know, put a fence around it. I have so much junk in my place. It's just like the back part of the island has a lot of flowers. So whenever Flick comes over, I can just go catch a bunch of bugs and sell them to him and get some money. One time I actually took the time because I had a lot of flowers, and I guess at one point they spawned a monarch butterfly, and I was able to get lots of money. I filled up the entire 4 row inventory of monarch butterflies and got like 200,000 bells. That was cool. I don't know. Nintendo wants to really make sure people don't get money too quickly. I do kind of want to just, yeah, I have not time traveled at all, so I'm being completely honest with it, and that is good. Because I feel like that's how the game should be played. At least the first time. At least the first time. Like, if you play it a second time, okay, I guess. Or if you played it for a really long time. Like I did with Animal Crossing and GameCube. I did play it, as long as I could. And I did time travel. And I did get all the Christmas stuff. Funny story. I looked up online and I saw like a tip about okay, just have a bunch of clothes put off in like an anchor. You can change your clothes, put your clothes on the ground, and they'll think you're a new kid. Man. I think after a while, Jingo got wise, and that's like, something's not right here. Man, I wonder. I wonder how pretty the Christmas stuff will be. Like I haven't even noticed, seen really any snow yet. Would be cool to put a little snowman next to my house. It's, I wish the island was a little bigger. That is a bit of an issue I have with Animal Crossing New Horizons. It just at first it feels kind of big because of the mountains and other things, and then just I don't know. It just I just don't know how to explain it, but this thing is going all crazy. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to look. I'm supposed to look just at the camera. I've never really done this before. I have it on my in the kitchen table because everyone's gone for the day, so that's good. Sorry, I get distracted. I'm gonna open the window real quick. You're back. Hello, I'm back. So apparently I can stand up. Hold up. Yeah, but it can't detect my hands. So kind of, what's the point of this? That is a little weird. Alright, so why I think these island is kind of small is just I don't know. Like you have 10 villagers. Like the old ones felt kind of big in a way because there was a lot of empty space. I think that might also be the issue because you could put things on the island, then which is a good addition, which is something I've wanted for years. I always in the GameCube one, I always wanted to put like maybe a swimming pool and like near my house or something or outside, but we could never do it. We couldn't do it, and but now the Switch it has 4 gigs of RAM, which means it could hold a lot of things at once, which means that is cool. Put like a little picket fence, you can like have like a little area there. You can kind of do things. You can have a 3 high mountain, but I don't know why you'd want a 3 high mountain because you can't really get up there. I wish it would be like you can get up there, like it wasn't like this like epic mountain that you have to scale to see something or something. And maybe it's really just the high things make like a little mountain range, but you have to put it at like an angle, kind of in a way. So you have to have space, like a big space, and then a smaller space on top, and then a smaller space on top of that, and that's kind of how it works. And you have to have things around it. It's a little kind of restrictive a little bit. You can make the whole island water. I don't know why you would do that, but that could be cool if you want to like funnel everybody through. But actually, no, I don't think you can swim in the river. I don't think. I think the river's fine in terms of stuff, but that is kind of cool. Like, say you wanted like a little watery island in the middle, but you can't manipulate the sand, which would have been kind of cool if you want to like do stuff like that. I think it's because the swimming was always going to be involved. That way you could manipulate the rocks, you could manipulate the sand. And I also have these bridges that I have, and I just put everything to land because I didn't want to use the pole bolt anymore. As cool as the pole bolt is, and how expensive the bridges are, man. And then what? You can make a robot, but you have to see Gulliver a lot. You have to do his quest, and that guy gets old a little. But yeah, Animal Crossing. So Nook is there. Isabelle has been devoid of all personality, and I don't know. She doesn't. I don't know. Did we have to get news updates? Look, I wanna. Yeah. Okay. Hello. It feels like I need to be in the middle of the screen, but it's really in the middle of the camera. I'll get used to it. Don't worry. So we used to get news updates from Tom Nook in front of the little square as residential services are at. But yeah, it would be cool if that was bigger. And I kind of would want they streamlined all the buildings, all the shops, and it's like, why did you do that? So Shampoodle's basically useless because of the mirror. Um, the post office is useless because of the airplane area, the Dodo Heights or Dodo Air. It's been a couple months since I played, but the Dodos take care of the mail. It's basically I like being able to just buy stationery and just send a bulk, just like, okay, address this animal, okay, and put all the literature I want in it, and then just take it and then just bulk send it, done. And that was really cool. Also, the mail slots act like extra inventory, but we have a big enough inventory now, which is kind of filled with craftables because you can't just you know have the craftable things in your house. You gotta like, man, you gotta do stuff with it. Like, take it out. So if we put it in the house, you gotta take it out again and put it in your inventory. It's like it has to be only in your inventory. But if I'm in the house, can't I just, you know, use the storage there? Do I really have to? Oh, okay, I got everything. Oh, I missed one. I have to exit out all the way, then go into the thing, put it in my inventory, then activate the DIY bench again. Like, imagine if I only did the DIY stuff outside. Okay, oops, I forgot something. I have to go back into my house, into the storage, out of the storage, out of the house, back to where I put the DIY or at the residential services. Well, that does kind of get annoying. Having to craft one thing at a time, like if you're doing tools, like saying you're needing a lot of axes to like chop down some trees so you can like move things around. Like, okay, that could be cool. I did go around and chop down all the trees so I could maybe make an orchard, but the orchard kind of grew in like the corners, and and they didn't kind of grow. They just the saplings are still there. Because I don't get it. It worked before. Why is it suddenly a problem now? Like, I just wanted to make a fruit orchard. So I can use it to like, okay, I could go over there, get some money real quick, and save up for turnips, and then hopefully get like a increase in turnip prices, and then I can go and sell it, and that can help fund, if I want to buy some furniture for the week or buy some clothing. I've been buying a lot of clothing. It's kind of cool. The armoire thing, you can just go in there. It's like if it's in your storage, you can access it. But then why can't you just access your crafting items, your crafting materials, if they're in the storage? Something's able to access with the storage. Like, I don't get this. And of course, the storage will fill up eventually. Yeah, sure, you upgrade your house. But I haven't gotten enough money to do that. And it does become a problem after a while. Some people are getting bored. Like, you gotta keep up a good, decent stream. Like, the one with Red and the art museum, that was kind of substantial a little bit. Except Red never shows up. Like, 70% of the time. And then, 80% of the time. And getting full on fakes for that time that he does show up. But he does sell some other things, so technically he's a new shop. It's just Nintendo likes to do this thing where, okay, something's new, we gotta make it limited and rare. Like Game Freak was doing with Pokemon. Sun and Moon, they had new Pokemon, but they wanted to like spread them so thinly. So here's a lot of old Pokemon, and Togedemaru is just like hidden in this corner that's not on the path. Like the only few areas that aren't, straightforward arrow through the game. And it's like power plant, and it's just rare. Yeah, you don't do anything there. And then you had to wait for like the SOS battles, and you had to keep waiting for the Pokemon you wanted to catch. That's just really annoying. And new Pokemon Sword and Shield are also kind of like that. They kind of spread a little thin because there's so little. If we had like 150 Pokemon or more, just added in. Like if they did that, like okay, they took out 400 Pokemon, but they gave us like some 200 new Pokemon or something. Okay, cool, that would work. But no, they just give us like less than 100, and here you go. Okay, you got 3 legendaries, and that's it. I mean, I'm not here to talk about issues with Sword and Shield, I'm talking about Animal Crossing. So, back to Animal Crossing. So, you got the 2 stores, and you got like 2 upgrades for one of the stores, and it's just really. I wish that the merchants, like, say, if you did something for them after a while, they maybe let you make a store for them, like Kicks, so you can go there anytime you want. Or, say, Leaf, like, you can go and visit him whenever you want. Maybe at one point, one of the new upgrades for Nook's Granny will be something where they'll all be there. Maybe it'd be a shopping mall. That'd be cool. This is Nintendo, but they won't do that, I'm sure. And they did in New Leaf. They did merge the Nook store with Leaf's little garden shop at one point. You just kind of just get these things if they come. It's to stretch out the game, I know. So it's like, okay, he didn't come today, so I gotta check back tomorrow. Just gotta keep checking back. And that's the way the I gave up talking to the animals because I know that it's just going to be the same thing since city folk. Now, the issue with city folk is that eventually it just feels like they just repeat or you saw everything they wanted to say. Like I kept talking to this one horse every day, and eventually it just kind of repeated after a while and it gonna get repetitive. Um, but the first two were pretty good. Like it felt like I could talk to them, and it felt like yeah, they were pretty good. I just wish Nintendo would do something. I don't know. Just don't know. Nintendo has a habit of. It seems like they rush their games a little. Like, it seems like this idea of, okay, we keep playing with designs. Okay, oh no, game has to be up by now. We gotta rush it. And then we had like scraps and things because of time constraints. Um, yeah, they keep saying like, oh, that was a time constraint issue. But if you guys are taking your time, like I don't know, like Breath of the Wild doesn't feel like it's rushed. It feels pretty good. Like it feels like there's stuff to do, there's stuff to look at, and it felt like that big leap forward. Except it did have a few issues with the dungeons being kind of non-existent, and the divine beasts were kind of boring. But they all kind of felt the same. But in a way, I thought of it more of the world is the dungeon. You kind of figure out what you need to do with all the items you get, and you can decide how you want to progress through the game. And that was cool. Sure, weapons break, but if you just had one weapon the entire time, it kind of could get a little boring. It felt like, oh no, my sword broke. Uh, there are some issues with the game, of course, but Breath of the Wild being a few chests were never fixed. And obviously they knew it and they never did anything about it. There's a few items that you cannot get a second time, so you kind of may as well just place them and yeah. Some can get repaired, which is kind of cool. Um, it's just, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. NES games. Like, okay, so we have Nintendo Switch Online, or, well, why not some mini games? Like, we had two mini games in New Horizon. No, sorry, New Leaf. And those were kind of cool. They were in like an update. There was this Tetris Attack looking thing, I think. And there was an island game as well. The island one was from the Wii U and it was 3DS. And I really wish that Nintendo did something like that again. Why not make a few little mini games that you can play with? Like, okay, you got these animals on your island. They can do stuff like, okay, like I guess that was the favorite part that they saw from these mini games. That people really like the island part of Amiibo Festival. I think Amiibo Festival is an abomination and should never be really talked about or played or shown again at all or talked about by Nintendo. Please never talk about that game again. Look, 2015 E3, I was like, oh, Animal Crossing for Wii U, and it was just like, why is there things on the ground? Yep, board game. And it's not just that, it's made by the people who did Mario Party 9, 10, 11, and the 3DS ones. And it's like, really? There's no mini games. It's just like roll the dice. Something happens. I didn't like that. It was a bad time. I mean, looking at it, it's like I keep thinking like, oh, people were really wanting the hope that this was a real Animal Crossing game. Also, that same year, I believe we had um, Happy Home Designer. I did pick that up, but it was like $20, and I only picked it up because I got big furniture for Animal Crossing New Leaf. It's really the only reason why I bought it. I did play it for a bit. It's okay. I wish there was some sort of like management thing, like with money, that could have made it a little more fun. Like maybe a free mode for people who just want to decorate, or something with a little more difficulty. So okay, maybe you had like a budget, and then you had to think within that budget to make something cool. And that's not what happened. So I, I really don't. eh, It was okay. Um, it felt like half an Animal Crossing game because it kind of was. No money was involved at all for the bells and such. But I did get big furniture. That was kind of funny. I think that was like the rescue plan for that game, and the Amiibo update, Welcome Amiibo, was the rescue plan for Amiibo for Animal Crossing because it wasn't doing well for the Happy Home Designer or the other one, because Amiibo Festival, because they weren't selling. Because why would people want a bad game? They wanted a real Animal Crossing game on consoles, and they finally got one with New Horizon. Just, oh man, 5 years later. Okay, about almost 4 years later, but still, that was horrible. And even the developers were getting mad at people getting mad at that game. It's like, I think it was like, we wanted Animal Crossing game where you didn't have to read. So is that why maybe the villagers don't really have anything interesting to say? I really don't talk to them, which kind of defeats the purpose because I kind of just like gave up. There was like a megaphone you can call for a villager if you needed to talk to a certain villager. Uh, yeah, I miss the times when you can ask like, "Oh, do you have a job?" "Oh yeah, take this Pikachu, Pokemon Pikachu, and give it to so and so." That was cool. And Animal Crossing, falling on hard times. Just New Horizon has the opportunity to be the ultimate Animal Crossing game, but it sold a lot. I hope this doesn't send a message saying, "Yes, Nintendo, give us something that has like maybe a couple months of content or about a month or so of content, and then maybe announce it once in a while. Here's content announced for 3 months, and they're just like events. Really, only events? Sure, we got the art museum part. And I guess they're showing like we can add things. Thankfully, it's not just Halloween or Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and whatever the festival one was. I don't know if that even happened yet. Um, they get fireworks for a few days. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like enough content. They think like, oh, the Dreamworld thing. Yeah, but can we hurry up a little? And then no. I know it's supposed to be enjoy at your own pace, but the swimming should have been there kind of early. I mean, swimming in New Leaf took a bit of time. I believe we were only able to do it on the island too. I think. I don't know. I might have been able to do it on the beach, but yeah. There's a dock. There's still a random dock on the island, which doesn't do anything. You can put things on it. Like I put a manhole cover on mine. Guess why not? I don't know what to do with it. Obviously, some sort of ship happens or something. That little secret beach thing on the back was for red. So there was a reason why that existed. So it's not that, and maybe Cap'n will take us somewhere. Like there was Harvest Island, but that's kind of just take pictures with Amiibo. And yeah, that wasn't that fun. It's just I don't know. I don't know. Oh, maybe they can fix how long it takes for people to leave, go to the island. Like, if people are all going to leave because they're done with the island, we're going to go to another island. It's probably best to just in session, and everyone will be swept away back to their island. And that'd probably be a better solution than having them go on one by one, because that's a lot quicker. Um, Sorry about that. Um, what else can I say? The decoration is cool. Um, decorating places in the game, like anywhere outside, you can kind of make a park if you want. You can make the place look like a town. Um, it's just how do you go from there? Do you? I don't know. We still have seasons. We still have some updates to come, but I hope it's not just like these things are in New Leaf. Therefore, now they're into updates, and they should have been in there in the first place. Like, cooking is a new thing. That is probably Thanksgiving. I think. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some gyroids for Halloween. Because they're in there. Maybe Brewster could come back. Because people want Brewster. Mm. It's just. I don't know. They're going through this whole update thing. Because they felt like, okay, we still have a game for $60 and we'll do updates forever. Like, that's great for Splatoon. In a way, but again and again, you get like 5 places and they rotate every 2 hours and you're interrupted every time they change. And then they think, oh, we need to interrupt the player when it's a new day. Like, look, you just want to log into the game. Here's Isabel talking about things you watched on TV or a missing sock or something. Oh, man. It's just, if you have an actual announcement, announce it. Don't just be like, hey, there's nothing happening, which is most of the time. Now, if it's like an item or a new a villager or something, that could be cool. But don't be like, hey, hey, everybody, we're here to spam you with random things. It's like, I don't know, Nook have issues with that too. I kind of would rather have Nook do the whole, announcement thing. Or why can't we choose? Residential service building got bigger. Really should be a choice if you want something to change. Or maybe, let us change where the residential service is at. Maybe it's. Uh, I hope Nintendo does better stuff. Like, sure, they listen and they alter stuff, but they saw people like time traveling and getting money from from the interest from the bank. So that affects now everybody. So good job on that. Now everyone gets punished because people were trying to get as much money as possible with the bank, and then they nerfed it severely, and that didn't help. At least they didn't nerf like turnips. But you can go down like to the 20s for bells for satellite, and that doesn't help. It's just, man. I know I'm just complaining about Animal Crossing a little bit, but I do hope. I do hope that they they add some more stuff soon. September doesn't even get an update because it's just here's fall stuff. There's some acorns on trees. Go find them. Yay! I used to just chop down all non-fruit bearing trees because what's the point? Maybe there is a point. Maybe there was like items being hidden in them, and you go check them around. I don't know if that was a thing. I do remember the original island where you could duplicate items on the island. So say you took money, brought it all to the island, dropped it off, and then turned off, reset the game. Went and grabbed all the money with the money you had already, and then save, and then go and take all that money, and then take it back to the island, and then just keep doing it over and over and over, and you can just get a lot of money. That did work. That did work. So to pay off my house completely. Like the last thing is just like you don't have to pay it off. It's just you get a statue and that's it. And in the Japanese re-release of that, you got to unlock the island, so you didn't have to say connect the Game Boy Advance every time because the island's there. And it's just you got to do something with it. Um, it took forever to download to the GBA. It took forever to go there. It just took forever for everything. it felt like there was more events and more things happening in the original Animal Crossing. In Animal Crossing for Switch, it's just I just don't know. Island is cool. It's just it feels maybe there's gonna be a big update at some point, and maybe that's what the dock's for. Maybe it takes you to a new place. I mean, the Mystery Islands are kind of fun-ish, but it doesn't really. They made it feel like you would be in danger if you went in the islands. That's a little weird thing to say, but it just I don't know. The only things dangerous are probably the wasp, and I don't know if you get knocked out by a wasp, you just start at the dock and you just go up again. Like, it doesn't really matter. Just you're chopping down all the trees. You just gotta hurry up and do it. It's kind of annoying to go get stone and iron. Gold is rare. That makes sense, I guess. That's just an item from New Leaf. New Leaf had these minerals that you can grab, and you can customize your items. Nowadays, you can just customize your items however you want, from patterns from New Leaf and such. So it's legacy stuff, but as long as the Nintendo Switch servers are still active, or the Nintendo Switch app on phones is still active, because the Switch doesn't have cameras. So once the servers are turned off, you can't import any sort of thing. You would probably have to do modifications or something in the future to have any sort of thing like that. And it would have been cool if the Switch had a camera. Or maybe let us had use the camera on the right Joy-Con. It's an IR camera, but can't it still sense things? That would have been cool. Like it generated a code, you save, and you can put it online for people to do, and you can still process that code. That would have been cool. But Nintendo and Infinite Wisdom decided, let's make a system that's cumbersome to use in the first place. Because you gotta scan the code, then you have to download it one at a time. You can't do them all at once. Just one at a time. Just one at a time. That's really annoying. Sure, you can just probably try to recreate, but you can't use the touchscreen. Here's the thing: the Nintendo Switch version of Animal Crossing, for the first time in a while, you have to go back to the GameCube's controls of patterns. Oh boy! Like the DS had the stylus, the Wii had the pointer, 3DS had the stylus, and we're over to this one and the fifth one, and you're back to just that. But the bulletin board, you can use the touchscreen. I thought my dad was home. Anyways, yeah. It's just I hope Nintendo does something about this. It's just okay, cool. 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 Oh yeah, you gotta like if you want to buy a bunch of stuff from the Able Sisters, it's basically just go into the curtain area, and then you can get all the sorts of different colors of the different things. It's like, why even buy the things that are outside? Like, I mean, he still talked to Abel, the older one, and he could still hear the story. And then she gives you some patterns, and you can put on your thing, and that's actually kind of cool. To customize stuff, you need these customized cases. They cost a little bit. Oh, if you customize a thing, you can't give it to anyone. Why? I was like, what's the point? Like, I don't get it. It's like, oh no, that's forever stuck like that, and you can't do anything with it. Yeah, it's just the restrictions online. Oh my goodness. Okay, so basically, you can just look at things, catch bugs, catch fish, maybe go swimming, I guess, and take forever to load anyone that comes in. It's really annoying. You basically just, you can dig, I guess. I guess if you let them, you can move flowers, I guess. You can't do anything really in a way. You can't move anything off the ground. Like, even if they're in a building, why can't they just like go in a building? Okay, I gotta move something, go in a building real quick. No, they have to leave your island. You can move the thing you want or place the thing you want them to see, and then they can come back, and that takes forever. But that's the thing you can do in your house. It's like if they're not in your house, you can move it. It's like in a read only mode, like if someone's around, but if someone's in the island at all, forbid that you let anyone move anything. You can't place anything. You can't show anything. It's like, really? Can't even, can't even import patterns where they're there. Like, what's the point? Man. It's just, there's so many issues with Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's cooler. You're more free, it's more freedom, which is true, which is good. Something that's it's needed. Like, put stuff outside. You can finally do it. Sure, we had our public's work projects, but they take forever to unlock, and they just take forever to pay off. That's probably why they had so much money. Like, you can do the bell boom, and you can go to the island and do bugs, and they even took out pretty much any ability to like quickly get money in the game. Like, they're really trying to control how the game is played. When people are complaining, like, no, it's how you want to play it, and then they're like strong arming everyone. It's like, no, you can't use glitches. You can't use anything. It's just you get the stuff that you wanted. I really do think that Nintendo needs to think more stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, people found a new way to get money. Quick, patch it out. Like, but then there are other complaints like how long it takes to do any DIY, and I mean, spam A. It's just Animal Crossing. It's just maybe, maybe. We still have a few more updates at least. I think they said something about 5 major updates at least. I think we had one. Maybe the summer had one, I guess. I don't know. Or are they just. Just don't know. Here's the one for the fall. Basically, hopefully they just, I don't know. It'll either be Halloween or Halloween and Thanksgiving together, because it's a little bit of a train wreck. I'm just waiting. They started to do like, here's 1 month and here's another month and then nothing the other month and then something after that. So it's like, really? Get these tiny updates that kind of have a big thing in it. Like, the first update thing that we got was Bunny Day. Or Egg Day. As it's, known to some people. Like the day the eggs attacked. I'm fine with the eggs. They were cool. But I kind of just wanted to fish. Probably that pushed people to find alternative ways to get money. Because you couldn't catch fish, you couldn't catch anything. It's like, they want the game to be a slow burn, and that's kind of what it is. It's not a game to play forever. But you kind of do need more things to do, and they were hoping that DIY would be that thing to do. After a while, I just kind of gave up on it because I just didn't care as much. Like, because they were thinking like, okay, make the tools have durability, they'll be able to have to go back and have to recraft over and over and over to extend the life of Animal Crossing. And yeah, I guess that is true. The tools did break very fast, and you got the better tools. And I mean, you could get silver tools and gold tools, but they still break. And they don't really last forever. Sorry if I look over there a lot. It's just, I'm just looking outside. But that should be home soon, so I was trying to get through this. Yeah. Hopefully Nintendo fixes some of these issues. I do want gyroids. I want gyroids to be implemented. I want a new building. Okay, so all we have for buildings is the museum, the shop, and the Able Sisters. That's it. And then the ones that are fixtured to the ground being, residential services, and the little town square around it, and the dodo place. That's it. It feels like they cut out a lot of things and didn't fill it with anything. Like, I would like Shampoo Lair, or maybe a club somewhere else for KK Slider, because it just kind of got annoying. Like, okay, go talk to this ATM machine inside this house, and you have to like wait for a loading screen. Why can't I just do that in my house? It's just, what do you do? What do you do with Animal Crossing after a while? I played it for a while and then I got bored. Like, I played it every day, and then eventually it started to sit in. And if I did well on the turnips, I probably could continue, because then I'll have storage space. And it's just, Nintendo needs to fix these things. It's just, yeah, but they're like making sure, okay, people found a way to get money, because that's how they want to do it. I'm surprised they don't patch out the turnips, but the turnips are the way to get more money. Imagine if They patched all these things out day one, and the turnips, they didn't even show up. Like, yeah, you'd have to kind of wait. But people will find a way to get more money if turnips were not a thing. Like, they kept that, but they didn't keep the gyroids, which were a thing that you can go find. Like, after a while, you're kind of bored of fossils. Sure, you can get fossils. If you have duplicates, you can either place them down, which is cool, I guess, or sell them for money. It's just it just gets boring, and then having to bring like several fishing rods, several shovels, other things, nets. Like if you're doing like a lot of hunting for animals, fish. If you're capturing a lot of fish or capturing a lot of bugs, or trying to find things in the ground, um, or trying to bury certain things or get certain things out of the ground, or say you need to, you have a bunch of trees on the island, you want to just kind of like, you know, make it normal ish. Like, what happens if you stand? I have extra tickets to go to those mysterious islands, but it just doesn't feel like a good time anymore. Like they got you an event. They made you do an event on Harv's Island to get you to go there. Because then they'll be like, "Oh, what is this place?" And then Harv will be like, "Hey, you can play with amiibos here." I think that's trying to get you to do amiibos. Like, I thought we were done with amiibos, and then they're like trying to shove that into Mario 3D World. Because that's the game that needs to be a deluxe version. Not like Mario 64 or Sun. Mario 64 needs it the most. Like, like seriously, it's ancient. It could use a good coat of paint. You know, touch ups, fix ups here and there. Um, Mario 64 is iconic. It's just everywhere. And it's a neat game. It's not a bad game. It's not like the lengthiest game. But you can play it for a while, and it is good. But Sunshine, I feel like if you apply some shaders, maybe apply some other post processing, maybe make it 60 frames, and add in some missing content that was planned and put in there, that could be good. Like they should have done that with Wind Waker. It's like, oh, we made the graphics look prettier. Cool. Okay, do you make the can you give us some of the cut content? Oh, that was put in other Zelda games. All this stuff. It's like we need. Yeah, but they'll never re-release an old Animal Crossing game, other than City Folk and Wild World for some reason. They are the only ones to get re-releases on the Wii U eShop. Yes, they put this. They put a DS game and a Wii game on the Wii U eShop. They're okay, but they're games that are, you know, they're kind of, you know, clipped a little bit. They can't do any online, and the DS version I don't think can communicate to another Wii U nearby, or even to a DS nearby. So you can just play it as is. I think they might have added a thing so you'd be able to still get to the last place, but that's really it. That's the only time they re-released a Animal Crossing game. I think that was their peace offering with with Animal Crossing fans after And they said they've been making New Horizons since New Leaf was done. That's not true because they've been making Splatoon and Splatoon 2 since then as well. So what they did small work on it once in a while. I think what happened is they did work on Splatoon, and then I mean that's why we have no Splatoon 3 because the Splatoon team is the Animal Crossing team because they decided, all right, let's do a different game. People want Animal Crossing. Here's Animal Crossing done. Then they're doing that whole thing where, all right, Splatoon is done. There's no more Splatfests, but now there are Splatfests because probably they saw a massive decline in people playing the game. They probably lost a lot of Nintendo Switch Online subscribers, or they were worried about it. Because kind of when the Splatfests were done, it's kind of done for the game because you can only do it for so long and then just kind of, yeah. Could have been cool to just have repeats once in a while. Like I got in, one Splatfest on the Wii U because I got it really late. The game, not the Wii U. I got the Wii U day one, but people really like Splatoon, and then they brought over Splatoon 2, which wasn't apparently enough of a game. It's just then there was the memes of Doom Guy with Isabelle because people see Animal Crossing because the last Animal Crossing game was New Leaf to a lot of people, and people really liked that game. So Nintendo thought, let's do some spin-offs. Let's do 3 spin-offs, 3 duds, basically. Some people play it, I guess, to continue it even existing. Um, at all. They even did the promotional thing for New Horizon and Pocket Camp, so that way they could get people into Pocket Camp. It wasn't really just to get furniture; it was to try to get you into Pocket Camp and stay there. But I just grabbed the items, got into a game, and just never touched it again. I don't think there's really been any more things since then. Just been a lot of nothing. Man. If they did, I don't even know how they could do an Animal Crossing spinoff without taking people off. Because people just want Animal Crossing. They just want Animal Crossing. They don't want a home decorator, which was kind of boring. They don't want a party game. Maybe if they put that in as a mode or as an extra thing you can do in an Animal Crossing game, that's the kind of mini game things you can do. Okay, like the island thing, that could be the island escape. Then that could be kind of cool. Or maybe some old game ideas. They have maybe a little bit of Dr. Mario in it, or a little bit of something, some sort of mini game that you can all right, you can play with people. Okay, say someone comes over online and you have 2 machines nearby. Maybe they can do co-op or something, or something fun. There's lag-ish everything everywhere. just there's issues everywhere. You got your fake items for the art museum. You got like people being very close to completing all their museum things. Except for the art. Art is added, and that's it. Would be cool. Maybe the gyroids were added, or maybe you could. I don't know. You can make things. Maybe you can make foods, and then you can like display them in the museum. I don't know. That could be kind of cool. So if we're gonna have farming, that actually could be kind of fun. Something never done before. The Nook Miles thing is an extra from the Meow ticket. Because I didn't really get into the Meow ticket because it felt disconnected a little. And it was it's just that I already played the game for a while and I kind of got bored of it. That's the history of like Animal Crossing games for me. I play it for a long time, then I get bored. Look, I'll play them for a few months and then I get bored of it. And I never buy a digital version. I've never bought a digital version at all. Even the re-release of City Folk, it's like, why? I have City Folk on this. Why would I want to buy that digitally? Maybe for the people who didn't get a Animal Crossing on Wii U, but you have a better one on 3DS, and it's just the mayor. You got to do a public work project. You got to change like the time people stayed up and how much money is done, and that's really it. Good, congratulations, you were the mayor. You didn't really do much. Ah man. You got these starter villagers that don't really evolve, they just kind of stay there. They do upgrade from pets though at some point. There was a thing where, okay, you put these things in and that was kind of cool, but what's the point of that? I know that's probably supposed to be a tutorial, but maybe that was supposed to be something you were supposed to be doing and that didn't happen. You just placed it on the ground and it's done. It would have been cool, like, okay, you have to get these things and you have to work towards it. Nope, you do that for 3 things because that's annoying. It's just a roadblock. That's all it was. I guess it's kind of to teach you that you can put things in the front. I guess. And they'll interact with it. I guess. But what was the point of that tutorial? That tutorial didn't really teach you anything. Like, you can place it down, and that's really it. I don't ever, didn't even see a tutorial like that again. And you get to build one bridge. You can't build bridges and just like place them. No. You have to cough up a serious amount of money. And if you put it to the wrong place, and like, oh, could have been over here, you have to pay money. Not only do you have to wait, because it auto saves all the time, but you have to wait like a day. Then you can, I think you can cancel it. I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, you cancel it, put it somewhere else. I guess that works. A lot of money to make a slope. Say you have like a second level. I'd rather just have everything flat. So I can put things in places, but I think it was things were gonna be random at one point. Like if I didn't buy stuff, I it would probably be in random places, and that actually could be had been better because if it's in random places, I can design around that. But I don't know. I like that it's random, like the item is randomly generated in a way. This time instead of newly, it's like here's some templates, and then every time kind of looks the same in a way. Going back to like the original Animal Crossing, it's like wow, the graphics has sure changed. Like Animal Crossing is loved. Every console and handheld it was on. It was on GameCube, then DS, then Wii, then 3DS. And it's just like, yes. And then Switch. But not for Wii U. Nope, they just grabbed what assets they were probably working on because they were too busy with Splatoon because it was a hit. So they decided to work probably on that. They probably gave it to NCSoft, or whatever their name was. And that was just horrible. When they had that little plaza, they were teasing us for Animal Crossing that never happened. So they've been working on it, yes, but it probably was like a slow burn, or maybe one person was working on it or something. Um, I don't know. I know they wanted the updates to give it like a slower burn, even slower than normal. Like it unlocks when Nintendo says it's ready to unlock. This game's not going to be playable in the future. It's going to be playable like it originally was. No holidays, no extra features, just as it was if you ever delete the update data. In the future, it's not going to be there. They really should sell a copy that's like it has all the update data in it. Anyways, I've been rambling on for too long. I got some stuff to do real quick. Wait, is there anything else? The first night was pretty cool. It felt like, oh, we got into an island. It's so stormy or very windy. It just doesn't feel like that anymore. It just feels like any Animal Crossing town I've been to. Except most of the people are on the beach because that's where I put them. So I put more stuff somewhere else. I also put the shop behind the town hall because at one point it was the tent and I thought I could just go straight. Nope. I'm gonna have to move that, and that costs a lot of bells. Anyways, Neil Meal. Enough. Maybe I'll talk more part two or something. I don't know. Bye. Oh, wait.